Oh, God. I got a bad case of the miseries today. I found some horrible news. I got to deal with it. I got to talk about it in the past and everything. So, yeah, I got some bad news. I went and met the people over at Marfa Meats, and they told me they were kind of out of business, and I couldn't help but to think I had something, my influence and capabilities, help sell their product. Well, put me in kind of a myth, and it made me think about times, a lot of times my girlfriends, when they would tell me we got to quit seeing each other again, and they'd give me all these excuses and everything about why it wasn't my fault. I'd always say, it's not your fault. And that's what I kind of got from this whole thing with Marfa Meats, even though they said they shut down and everything. I started thinking, I go, well, maybe it's some kind of test. So I asked myself, well, what would Mary do in this case? Would Mary quit? I don't know if Mary would quit, so I'm not going to quit, not being their influencer, And so she gave me a couple of products to go ahead and try to make a stew with. So I ended up making this chili that's like, I just started piling on a real long version of a chili. So yeah, I'm having a little barbecue. I maybe get back to bring some. Another thing is, I'm going to be doing gallery night. I got a bunch of pieces that I'm trying to build up to it. I don't know, try to get everything ready. I don't know why I'm doing gallery night. I swore I wasn't going to do it. Then I got lured into doing it with this guy, and then he canceled, and then I went over to the Richie. I'll be with Richie Hotel Bar over there in Alpine. And I got a whole host of little cowboy crudes I like to kind of generate and get going with, Those two guys there, I think that's going to be, it's going to be just some more of my standard line of work. So yeah, I had a little fire here, a little get-together with some buddies and stuff. I think it was all shot pre-Halloween. I think it's Halloween Eve's night, So we sat there, and I had tons of shit I got to burn off, just paper goods and cardboard boxes that I've been building up this entire year. So I thought, what better time to get it going with, Another thing, you're not going to believe this, is that not only getting some Marfa Meats, I got this other stuff here. That this is from this is throwaway, cutaway brisket meat that gets once a week, gets handed out to all the dudes around here, and it's just overloaded. They make hamburger meat out of it. It's just brisket trimmings, Look how much red's on that thing. And I mean, it was like, God, dude must have had 10 pounds of that stuff. And he walked over with a tow tray and just asked me to take however much I wanted to. So I piled into that little container there and decided I was going to make some chili out of it. See, had just one pot of chili going on for at least a week. Just kept refilling it. It was amazing. Shit would just start showing up. Started out with Marfa Meats, ended with them. Then I got some other stuff. That's one thing I like about being out here in Marathon, is that it's just a continual. There's always just magical gifts to start showing up. Deer meat, boar, whole. There's another little shout out to one of the things I really enjoy doing is I get these homemade paints made from Ryan, guy up in Canada. And I got this thing that's emerald green, and I got this here, the cinnabar red, and I use another one here. I like mixing the green and the red, and it makes this perfect brown, or this perfect kind of shade. I have emerald green, kind of like a teal, and it's good to cool stuff out. Mix that with my burnt sienna. That's one of my probably go-to. Same with that yellow ochre. I use those all the time. These are like my standard palette of the how dioxide purple. That's another one I go to. So I kind of want to slide out of the warm purple and go into more cool. I'm always scared of using the blues too much. Theirs is kind of like yellow. I think it's yellow ochre. That's a strong yellow. His paints are real strong, so you got to kind of sparsely put them out there. They kind of dominate everything if you know how to use them right, And I use them as cutter paints. In other words, you have your standard, white mixed with some burnt out there, like raw umber or raw sienna. Or not raw sienna, with that burnt umber, one of those umber things. But you can cut it with all kind of stuff,
Here's one thing. I don't know what the hell. Dynamic crocodile. Man, you get tubes of this stuff on eBay for like $5.99 a piece. White, but boy, it has a certain smell to it. I buy like 6 of those things at a time, 6 or as many as I can. But here's Ryan's titanium white. Look at that. We'll try it out. Probably a lot way better than this stuff. Richard's being a little bitch.
Kind of like making art's kind of like making that chili. I just keep adding ingredients, let it ferment in a pot for a week on end. try to eat it down. Eventually, I got that stuff so down that I eventually just gave the rest to my dogs. It was turning really good, because sometimes you can just chili yourself to death. And when it gets cold, it's always fun to have chili, but you just start adding shit to it, like crackers and bread and Fritos and some of the cheese. And the way I eat it, I just constantly eat it. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just go there with a ladle and start eating it, It's like a compulsion to me. I have to like kind of slow it down. So other than that, I know what's coming up here in November is I got this one event with Justin over at Zandenberg Farms. That's going to be fun. And they also got Gallery Alpine Night, which I swore I wasn't going to do. And I'm trying to lure this lady friend of mine to show up there. And so I might try to sneak some footage off of her. She'd hate that. Some people don't like social media. They're like scared of it, They don't want no one to know anything about them, But they don't, social media and stuff doesn't really bother me. But so there's that event, those two things. And, believe it or not, I'm being paid to cater a gig coming up this weekend, and just my standard taco stuff, which I thought was but the weather's so shitty, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen, but I'm going to let it roll and see how it rolls. So stay tuned, folks. Shit's going to be going down production wise.